Opting out, a very good choice for a lot of Connecticut workers. I'm Mark Stewart Greenstein. This is What Would Stewart Do? And it regards opting out, if offered, of pension benefits. Now, the closer you get to retirement, the less likely you are to want to opt out because you're fully vested and things are probably not going to go berserk in the next couple years. But they're almost certain to go berserk within 40 years. And so for young workers, what you invest or you think the state's investing in a pension, it ain't going to fully be there. It's the in-between. You're mid-career, you're 15, 20 years into a job, especially if it's a state job, you got to make a calculation. If you're offered the chance to take the money and run, as Steve Miller would say, right, if you want that, take it. Because you can't count on what's going to be diminished in the future. Now, what would Stewart do? Give you the option to take the equivalent of what you've paid in, the value of it now. We're going to lessen it by a little bit, not much. That's the benefit to the state, but the big benefit to you is you are getting money that's assured. You can invest it the way you want to, which is almost certainly better than pension funds run by the state under their guidelines are going to do. There's a good study of state worker who for 35 years conservatively invested money that would have otherwise been put into state pension fund, okay? Taking that money and putting it into conservative investments, equities, much of it, but not really high speculative stuff. That person would have retired 35 years later with a stash that over the last 2 years yielded over $200,000 in investment income. That's not diminishing your big primary holdings, okay? That's the interest earned with more aggressive than pension type investment. Taking the money and managing it now almost always wins. Those who are so scared of what might happen at a certain retirement are giving up way too much money in the process. Ladies and gentlemen, unless you're in your 90s, you cannot remember a time when it took more than 5 years to recover from a stock market downturn. Okay, 87 was a big one. By 1992, things had recovered. 1973 was another one. Big downfall for 2 straight years, but by the end of the 70s, you were made more than whole. 2008 sounded awful. Yes, 40% whacked. But look what's happened since. Okay, the stock market has more than tripled and paid dividends along the way. Unless you were counting on a huge lump sum on a certain month, okay, I gotta have this for my mortgage and I can only have it in May of 2036, which is never gonna happen, okay? Take it in December of 2036 and you'll be a lot better off. Unless you absolutely needed a lump sum at a given time, you're better off using the market with all its ups and downs and maybe aggressively, maybe conservatively playing to that rather than pissing away a pension that might not fully come back, or even if it does, it's not earning as much as possible. I, as governor, give you an option. You want to buy out? You're going to have it. Okay? As long as the funds are there, and will probably have to be sweeter at the beginning, maybe more constricted later on. The people in tier after tier after tier, because I think higher income people have different perceptions of needs, different actual needs. But for every state worker who's put in more than even 5 years worth, see if you want to take out. and have a lump sum to do something with now. A future governor is going to have to do this. My terms are pretty darn good. I'm ahead of the game, and I'm doing it on your behalf. If you see me offering this, take it. It will be worth your while.